So you simply want to get started drawing. You've got your intention. You want to draw from, in my case, I've got these clay figurines that I made that I'm going to use as my model. Just to show you an example, I've got my pencil, I've got my cheap sketchbook, and I've got a spot in the corner. How do I set up my page and just start the drawing? So as I mentioned in a previous video, one of the most important things you do is internal. It's getting yourself out of that left brain linear mode and into the right brain receptive awareness mode. So to start with, everyone finds this a little different. Some people find it easier. For you, it might be challenging, but if you stick with the habit of getting yourself into this mode, it will get easier for you. So the most simplest way to do it is just by breathing deep belly breaths through the nose, maybe to the count of at least 4. Hold if you can, and then just exhale really slowly back. So I'm just going to do one for you with you if you're watching and drawing along. So just find your spot and then arrive. As you can see, closing your eyes sometimes helps as well, just to kind of block out the outside world and sort of go within. Let go of the day, let go of your thoughts. After at least 2 or 3 of these breaths, you start to calm and center, and then you're able to really be present with what you're drawing. So in my case, I've got 2 examples. I'll start with the sitting up figure like this. So for this type of shape, this body, I'm probably thinking portrait, which is this way. This way is called landscape. So portrait size, and then I'm looking at sort of the shape. So from where I'm sitting, I can use a pencil to measure. As long as I hold it out the same width, I can sort of look. If I hold it out from where I'm viewing, the top of the pencil is at the head, top of the head. You can close one eye. It helps because each of your eyes sees slightly differently perspective. So you close one eye, I'm closing one eye like this. And you, from the top to the bottom of the chin is like this. Now, if I'm to move it, it's going to change. So it has to be the same arm length. You got to be in the same position. Then I can go down and say 1, 2, almost 3 to the bottom of where that bottom toe, the bottom foot is there. Same lengths of the head that make up the rest of the figure. So 4 altogether. So from that, I can sort of measure across like this, the same head width. There's like 1.5 going across. Down the bottom, there's 1, 2 and a bit. 2 until the hand. So you start to use a little bit of a measuring tool. That's one way to do it until it starts to become easier to eyeball it. So by kind of going around the figure like this, again, you want to take your time to line it up, really aim, really take your time first. And then when you actually execute with the pencil, you have a clear, strong line, like you know where you want to be drawing. So first it's by visually estimating, using a tool if you need to. You kind of looking at, so the top of the head comes out to the arms, it's almost like a triangle, and then maybe a diamond because coming down the legs. So you're getting all this information about the shape of the figure, and then you're looking at it on your page. you're going to be, so I want to make this figure. If it was actually on my page, it's only going to take up a small amount. I want to fill the page, but with this. So now I've got to sort of double that in my mind. You can, again, use the pencil to see, but you're going to have to use the right brain, which develops as you use it. So that's why drawing is a practice, and it just takes a little bit of time to get your eye and get your hand-eye coordination. So I'm going to start, I kind of want, usually you want to fill the page. A nice rule is to have at least one edge touching the edge of the page. So for example, I might want the head to not be quite as at the top, but the foot and the hand on this side to touch. You want to keep a balance of shape, of positive and negative area on your page. So I might do the top, the bottom touching, this side touching, and it's just a very rough, like I said, it's kind of a diamond. So, you're going like this, getting in that rough shape. You can either put some lines in there where the neck goes, or you can just do straight, like as if it's an envelope around the whole thing. And then once you got that, you sort of, I'll just do it really hard so you can see there, that kind of shape. And then you coming in with more detail there. That's where the hands are, bottom of the chin, the groin area where the legs meet, arms, in between the arms and the body. And you want to just, you're looking at the positive shapes, and then you're looking at the negative shapes, and then you fit them together like a puzzle. It's a whole picture, including the whole rectangle. This is one puzzle with shapes that interlock. If you look at this shape and you think it goes like this, and then you look at the background and you see that the angles are quite different, it helps you go back and just adjust that shape. You start with being free, let yourself make mistakes, let yourself make scribbles, just get a sense. Some people like to do lots of lines, some people like to do one, but let yourself just play with the image until you get it how you like it. Then some people like to just erase all their marks and go back over as they're erasing, doing one definite line. Or you can just make your marks very light and then just make one definite line going around them. Different ways to approach that, but that's a general for this type of shape to make it fit there. Then don't want the video to get too long, so I'll just go straight into like a laying down pose. So for this one, I'm going to want my page to be turned so it's landscape. And then I'm again looking to fill the whole page. And I'm wanting to look at the basic shapes. Where would I like it to, this whole entire shape of the body to rest on my page? Bear in mind, when things are higher up, they look like they're floating. And when they're lower down, they look heavier. So if I'm having someone laying down, relaxing, I'm going to want to put her down towards the bottom of the page and leave some room up the top. But it depends what kind of effect you're going for. You want to play around and see what you like. This isn't something that you just do all in your head first. Just the very initial planning. So I'm looking at the top of the head here. I'm just doing it really hard for you, but you would do it really light until you're sure of the mark and the line that you want to make. I want to bring her elbow down to touch the bottom. So there's a touching point or close to, and there's the bottom there. Again, you can do a whole envelope or you can just do the basic outline lines that you're seeing. But don't get too attached to an outline. It's going to take you into the left brain again. The right brain understands that the outline, there is no real edge because it's curving anyways. The lines are made up. So really looking for the shadow shapes. The shadows make shapes. So if you've got your model with good lighting, which I don't, but there's some shadows here. So like in the elbow there, in between the legs, and then the background, the negative space gives me the shape of the positive space. So I look back and forth between the negative and the positive space, and I see where it fits together. And then after that, it's just a matter of practice to train yourself to record down what you're really seeing. So then I've got my basic sort of shape how I'm wanting it. Or if I don't, then I start again. I can erase or I can flip to a new page because I've just got a cheap sketchbook. I'm just getting started. And I can just do another one. The trick is to just get started. So then when you've got that one in, those basic shapes, you can go down and refine. And then in the next video, I will go into creating a form using the rules of light and shadow and just the basics to get you started feeling the form of the shape so you don't get too attached to the lines. Because although that's one style, if you want to draw realistically, this is not a flat image and we want to create that 3D feeling, then we're going to need to know the rules of light and shadow. So stay tuned for that. If you like the video, please like it. Feel free to subscribe. And I would love to hear your comments on your own drawing practice, if this helped, what you found when you used that, what other questions that you have. Thanks for watching.